emphasize is we are fighting a battle with an unseen enemy that we can't see with our physical eyes. Yes, there is a physical enemy that we can see coming against Israel, but that is just a puppet. There's a real enemy, and they're principalities and powers and forces of wickedness. And these forces cannot be overcome with physical weapons. The physical weapons that are fired at physical things are going to destroy physical things, but it is not going to destroy the real enemy, which are these principalities and powers. And I'm sure that some of you who are watching probably do understand this, but there are others who don't even know what I'm talking about. But just take, for instance, there was a spiritual force of wickedness, a principality, and actually a very powerful principality that was seated over in Germany during the reign of Hitler. Hitler was a puppet for one of these principalities. You can go back further than that. We'll go all the way back to Egypt, because Pharaoh also was a puppet for the same I'm calling them puppets because it's not, our battle isn't against a flesh and blood. Flesh and blood gets caught up in battle, but our true battle is a spiritual battle. We have to understand that in order to truly do the battle that we're called to do. I mean, the IDF and Air Force military people, they're fighting on the front of this in a physical battle, but we, the intercessors of God, are coming into position where we need to be, which is to fight against the principalities and powers that are truly driving what's happening. If we don't take our position, then the battle that's going on right now, yes, against the, you're right, it's absolutely against the principalities of darkness. And if we don't take our place, as we're just as important, if not more, than the IDF and the military. Because if we don't take our place and position on the walls of intercession, then all they're doing is pulling down buildings and pulling down, they can, they can kill the puppet. You know what I'm saying? But they can't get rid of that principality or power of darkness without intercessors. The intercessors, we are so important in this time. And if you can get a revelation of that, you'll see how your small, what you think of as a small, weak prayer, is so important in this season. Even if you're just in sometimes distracted mode, I am sometimes. I'm a human, but I come into agreement with the prayers that the Word of God has, and it's so important. Your love is enough for me. You got it. We have to fight, and if we don't fight, who is? I mean, we certainly have our place and position on the wall, and we have to lock arm in arm, get beyond our doctrinal differences. That's why I don't argue doctrine. I mean, doctrine never changes a human being ever. It's got to be fought in a spiritual realm. And so all of the people that are on the battlefield today need our help. Our help is our prayer. Our prayer time means a lot to God. And not that God needs our help, He doesn't. But we have this privileged position of coming side by side with the great intercessor Jesus, and to hear the heart of the Father, and to come in agreement with His plan for Israel, and to see this happen. I mean, we're going to see it happen. Hey, Prophetess Shalina, that's a great name. I love it. So I look at this day and I say, God, What are you saying about Israel? And I keep hearing